Hey everybody, Enosh here, and I want to talk to you today. Over the weekend, we saw a couple movies at the drive-in. Yes, there are still drive-ins out there, and we try to get out there at least once a year. But we saw a couple movies. So the first one I want to go over, though, was really disappointing to me, and I want to talk about it, and that is 47 Meters Down. I love shark movies. The first movie that Tiffany and I reviewed for our Spoiled show, and I'm sorry that Tiffany's not here today, but it's a long day and we're not together right now, and so I have to bring you this video by myself. But regardless, the first video that we did together was Sharknado 3, and it was so ridiculous and over the top that I grabbed my phone and I said, Tiffany, we got to shoot a video of this and just review this thing. And you can still find that actually in our archives of Spoiled videos. So anyways, 47 Meters Down. I love shark movies, always have, ever since Jaws, ever since I was a little kid. My kids love shark movies. We love the Sharknado movies, even though they're so crazy and ridiculous. But you know, I've been a fan of that type of movie. I don't know why. I was always fascinated with sharks growing up, and I think a lot of people are fascinated with sharks. That's why we have things like Shark Week and everything, and you get to learn all these cool things about sharks. So 47 Meters Down started being advertised, and from the first time we saw the first trailer, we were hooked. No pun intended. We thought this is going to be cool. It's a great premise. It's a great idea. Man, we got to go see this movie. So even the kids were like, we got to go see this movie. So this last weekend, like I said, it was one of the movies in the double feature at the drive-in. So it was along with Transformers, and we'll do a video about that later. But so we wanted to go see both of those movies, so we went ahead and went to go see it. And so, you know, the movie didn't start out bad. You know, usually these movies, they kind of start off that way, you know, where there's a lot of, you know, some backstory, makes you feel something about the characters. I really like the movie Open Water. If you've ever seen the movie Open Water, I thought that was a great premise, you know, something that hadn't been done before. And that's what I like to try to, I always go into these things hoping that they will put a new spin on the shark movie, that it won't just be, you know, a lot of times it's just mindless stuff. I mean, you get stuff that's come out in recent years about megalodons and stuff like that, you know, and it's just these huge ridiculous sharks. There was a series called Shark Attack, and what really pulls you out of there, one is bad special effects, where it's like a rubberized shark, or really bad CGI, which is what some of those movies. But I like Shark Attack 3 because it was a megalodon, and literally, like, this guy is like on a skidoo, and he just jumps, and up comes this, you know, stock footage of a shark, and he just goes right down the shark's mouth. Hilarious stuff. You can't make that stuff up. But so here's the thing. I go into this movie, and they give you kind of the backstory. One of the girls, Mandy Moore, she's just gone through a major breakup in her life. She's kind of at competition with her sister a little bit, because her sister's kind of wild and free and does all these crazy things. They're down in Mexico, and you find out that the reason why Mandy Moore's character went down there is because her long-term boyfriend left her finally, and they were like the perfect couple and thought they were going to be together forever, blah blah blah. And they meet a couple of guys down in Mexico, and they're going to go out onto this boat and go look at great white sharks. Decent setup for, you know, we're going to get to some sharks and some cool stuff coming up, right? And some shark attacks maybe, and a lot of suspense and things like that. And that's what you look for. So they go out there, and they go down into the water with this old rickety shark cage and stuff. And well, the first thing that I noticed is most of the time you see shark cages like this, they have, yes, a crane, whatever, to help lower them in, but they also have buoys on the outside. This one obviously did not have a buoy on the outside. And I'm not saying that things like that don't exist, because I'm sure there's plenty of them out there. But, you know, they made the point, you know, don't just go off on one of these excursions by yourself, you know, that the hotel, you know, tells them to you know, make sure it's officially sanctioned and stuff. Of course, people in these movies, they don't listen to anybody. They go off and do whatever they're going to do. And that's what they do. And so they're out there, and they end up going down. Something happens with a crane. They end up at the bottom of the ocean, 47 meters down, thus the name. And they're there, and that's what they are. And they have to figure out how to get back up and what happens. And I'm not going to spoil the whole movie for you, unless you'd like. But I'm not going to spoil the whole movie for you. But stuff happens, and you know, it was all right at first. You know, it definitely put me in a state of of, man, you imagine yourself in that situation, right? And I just can't imagine it. And you start thinking about how decisions we make are important, and don't make frivolous decisions about stuff like this, or you could end up in a situation like that. And so I appreciated that. The thing was that it put you in creepy situations, but not all of them were good. Okay, and it didn't seem like a bad movie all the way through. It just didn't seem like there was a lot of payoff. And people are all around and getting outside the cage, and the sharks actually play a minimal part in the movie. They're really hyped up to be, this is really hyped up to be a shark movie, and there are definitely sharks in it. And I will give them this: the CGI that they used for these sharks was really good. The sharks looked really good, except for when they would kind of attack. There'd be that flash of a shark, and showing its mouth, and that would never look good. That just didn't look good. But when you saw the sharks swimming, that looked really, really well done. So much so that I think that they may have used some CGI footage mixed with real life sharks and kind of patched that together, because that was okay. There was definitely the feeling of, oh, we're almost going to be rescued, and oh, it just falls apart, and no, we're not. And so I like that. It brought you along on a journey through the whole thing. Then it just put them in situations that, they were bad, and there's one scene, I will tell you this: Mandy Moore, she goes out to go find somebody. She's going out to find somebody and find a flashlight. And so she goes out to get this thing, and she swims up to the edge of a reef cliff, right? So she's been staying low to the ground so that the sharks can't attack from beneath, but now she has to go out into open water where she doesn't see the bottom, doesn't know where the sharks are or anything like that. And that was creepy. That was really creepy and made me feel very vulnerable in that instant. But then she gets out there, she looks around, she loses her bearings, doesn't know which way she is. All that stuff is good stuff. But there was just some inconsistencies with, them being able to communicate with the boat, communicate with each other, because they have masks where they have, like walkie-talkie devices or whatever, where they can talk to each other. And so there's some inconsistencies with, and with how those work, and when they can contact somebody, when they can't contact somebody. The sharks... Never seen sharks miss so many people in my life in a movie, I don't think. The sharks were not very accurate at they were about as good as stormtroopers shooting at you, okay? They just keep missing. And so there was a lot of that. There's a twist ending. So here's the thing about the twist ending. I felt that the ending, the way that they were showing it, it was a little too probably, happy, everybody's happy, everything's fine, but it was satisfying nonetheless. It was like, okay, when they did the twist, it was like immediately yes, and I could have seen that coming. And they didn't really get me with the twist, because they almost telegraphed the twist long before the twist ever happened, and you knew it was going to come back into play somehow, and it did. And then it was like, oh, okay. But then as soon as they revealed it, it was like, yeah, okay. But no, it didn't really end this way, because they go far out to explain this one ending, and then it's like, nope, that's not the way it ended. It actually ended this way. And then it's a bunch of slow motion stuff as Mandy Moore swims to the surface. Yeah, it was anticlimactic, I guess is the best way to put it. We just felt like the ending the whole movie was fine, but the ending just did not click with us. And so I know Tiffany kind of feels the same way, because we've talked about it. And so, like I said, I just wanted to get a video out on it, wanted to talk about it. Have you seen 47 Meters Down? What did you think? Are you going to see 47 Meters Down? And if you do, please, hey, leave a comment in the comment section so we know what you think about it, because I thought they just could have done a little bit better with this movie. I didn't think that the movie just delivered on everything that I had hoped, and that everything that I thought it promised from the trailers. And I know a lot of movies are like that, but even my kids said, I didn't get that out of the movie. I didn't get out of the movie what I wanted out of the movie. So anyways, what did you think of the movie? If you've seen it, leave your comments down in the comment section. Like and subscribe, because we need your help. We need more subscribers. I get comments all the time. Why don't you guys have more subscribers? You guys should have more subscribers. You guys are great. We love you, and we love you too. So hey, get the word out. Tell your friends about the channel. Let them know that we do cool stuff on this channel, and we like to talk about cool things like shark movies and all that good stuff. And so you know what? If you'd like to tell somebody, that'd be awesome, so that they can come along and join the conversation with us. Okay, guys? Until next time, I am Enosh, and that's about all I got for now. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.